Hey guys, what's going on? It's the maintenance kid here again. Today we got some snow out here, and it's a good kind of snow, right? It's not sticking to any of the concrete, so we don't have to put ice melt all over the property. So, in my book, this is probably the best snow we could get. It looks nice, a nice little mix up of what our normal weather patterns have been. But yeah, so we got a bunch of stuff going on. In the last update video, I told you about the golf carts that we're going to be getting soon. And a week ago, I went down and we checked out the golf carts, and we liked them, and so signed for them. And they came the next business day, which was Monday of this week. So they've been here for a week. I'm gonna do a quick walk around video on them eventually. But we've also been having the fitness center. We got new flooring down in the fitness center. It used to be carpet, but now it's like a rubbery type material. You see in all the gyms and everything. And I'll do a video about that as well. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys outside, and yeah, it's a nice little mix-up. But today we're going to be assembling a toilet, right? So there's gonna be a couple things extra that we use that even though they come in the box, we don't use them just because there's better products out there that we prefer over here. Yeah, so we'll get on it in just a second. Let me get in the shop. Oh yeah, and excuse our shop. It's been a hectic week this week, right? So we had to put in 2 water tanks so far. A couple of heat calls, an air conditioner call, believe it or not. But that's how it is out here in Tennessee. The weather's unpredictable. You never know. We might have a heat advisory by 5. So but yeah, so we're gonna get in the shop. Like I said, excuse the shop. It's a mess right now, but we're gonna get it back right, and I'm gonna do a tour of that in the future too. So got a lot of new videos coming up, so just stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy the video. Alright, hey, what's going on, guys? So it's Tuesday of the following week. We got super busy on Friday. Monday was no better. So yeah, so we're in the shop now, and we're going to be installing this toilet here. Let's see. Well, as the poor lighting shows, right? You got the bowl, the wax ring, the floor to bowl bolts, and the caps that go over them. This is the tank with the flush valve flange, bolts that hold that onto the bowl, a new toilet seat. It turns out to be a full-blown toilet. Now, I did not check out to see if I have a good view of this, but something similar to this would be alright. If I could get the camera to stay. Alright. Yeah. Fantastic. Alright. So let's bust this box open. Hopefully you guys can see. Yeah. This is the toilet seat. Usually they come plastic. We'll get to that in a second. Okay. We got the toilet tank lid. Toilet tank. And then it comes with all your innards, instructions for all you new guys. A lot of good information. This one has what we call the ball and cock fill valve. They're not our preferred ones. They're a little slower, a lot noisier. So he's going to end up getting swapped out eventually. But you have the handle, the flapper, the flush valve right here, and this is the fill valve. Yep. And now I'm doing it on carpet, so I could just like set it down gently. I'll kick it out of here. But yeah, so you don't want to crack your tank, you know, or you fill it at all. Wax ring, and it sounds like the bolts and caps are in there. Set that aside. Going into these deep boxes, you gotta be careful not to lift with your back. All right, that's gonna be our toilet. All right. So now, normally, all this stuff is off and not on it. Right. So it's usually in a bag. And honestly, I'm glad they do it like this because it gets treated better. Whenever they put it in the bag, they kind of like fold it in half. So I like that they did that. Now I'm looking for my nuts for these bolts. You gotta send me nuts. I'm gonna check in here. Yeah, so these would be our floor to bowl bolts, and the nuts are in there. So now these, I know that these have the bolts and the nuts. That means by process of elimination, these nuts and washers are what go on to this tank here. It's very odd. So let's see. You want this bolt to be all the way through, and you want this gasket, because this is what helps prevent leaking. You want it jammed against that real nice. When we tighten up onto the back here, that's going to do that for us. But to get it in the best position as possible, and then make sure you guys are getting a good view. All right. Tap the screen. Okay. Can you see that nut or that bolt right here? There's one there, and there's one right there. We're going to tighten down on them. They have rubber washers. Yeah, you can kind of see them around there. Yeah, well, they got rubber washers that you want them to sit all the way flush down on there. So, with all our gaskets and everything in place, you want to get up close and personal with this, guys. You know, you want to make sure this toilet's not going to have problems for the guys following behind you. So I'm going to put my washers and nuts on the back. Here, I'll turn it around so that you guys can see. Alright, actually, here we go. Go for a ride. There's one, and there's the other. And then the gasket's in between. You're not going to be able to see the gasket, the flush valve gasket. But it's in there, and it's set pretty nicely. Woo! All right. Nice little rush on Tuesday. All right. So. It's going to take some practice to try to keep that washer on there. Since it's upside down, the washer likes to fall out. And I'm just tightening these up by my hand for right now. Just so the tank's not going to fall anywhere. So I just do a couple of twists on one side and a couple on the other, and I just go back and forth. Now you want these bolts to be tight. You don't want to have it rocking around whenever someone's dancing on the toilet or nothing. But you want it to be tight, but not too tight, because you'll distort the gasket. These things are, like I said, it's got to be watertight, but it's not a head gasket on your car or anything. And the same way they're not too tight, with the cars. They don't have to be perfect, we're not in here with a torque wrench. I'm sure in that paper somewhere it's supposed to have a certain torque number that it's set to. But I just kind of go by feel. It's good and tight, yes sir. So now that that's finished. Alright guys, we're back. So you guys may be required to install the toilet seat that comes with it. See, it's a plastic toilet seat. It's a white plastic toilet seat. In our experience around here, plastic toilet seats just don't cut it. So we always put in a round wooden toilet seat, right? Now with the 88 toilets, it'll be elongated, but this being a round toilet, it's gonna match up perfectly. You know, it's 2020. You know, it's too late in the game to be having crappy toilet seats. So it just comes packaged up. You got your plastic bolts and nuts. And then you're going to want to open these guys. Now this is the weakest part too with these toilet seats. These plastic things like to break off, but with these little teeth, it could go back in there and you can't even tell that it broke. But you know, you just want to be careful. Like I said, these toilet seats are really simple. There's no rubber thing that you have to match up down there or any of that. So got our 2 toilet seat bolts, one down there and down the other hole. And on these, I'll use a drill. On these, I don't want to use a drill. You could easily over tighten them and crack it, being number one, a big expense, because these toilets aren't, you know, really cheap. You don't want to be breaking stuff. We're here to fix things. But 2, it's just a big hassle. You know, you don't want to you don't have broken things. So I never tighten them. I'm not going to say never because never means never, but I have tightened them in the past at 4 o'clock on a Friday in a 1-bedroom toilet and broke them, and now we're looking for a whole new toilet. Not the best way you want to spend 4 o'clock on Friday. And this is my Ryobi, you know, my green one. We had a little issue with my orange one, but he's back. He's still working. I just, whenever the incident came up, whenever the orange one went missing, I went out and bought these guys. I like it. It came with a, this would be the drill, and then it came with the impact as well. So, all right, there you go. All right. Now this is a conventional toilet. You can tell because it's got a tank on it. You know, if you go into the commercial toilets, like in restaurants and stuff, they won't have this, the tank. They'll have, in commercial buildings, they have higher water pressure. So that the water pressure could clean the bowl itself instead of filling up a tank, dropping the water level, siphoning it out to the sewer. So it does require higher water pressure to have the ones without the tanks. But this is what we got, and I was telling you about our wax rings. Now we'll use the wax ring that comes with it, and we'll even use the bolts, but I prefer using these bolts. These are 1/4 inch, these are 5/16. It's a bigger bolt. Sometimes bigger does mean better. I've never had any issues with these, but I just sleep better at night knowing that they have a bigger bolt holding down the toilet. And then some of them, hopefully I'm still recording, yeah. Some of them, like right here, you can see it's an indentation. That's where whenever you're installing the toilet, this bottom piece goes down into the flange. It hooks down into the flange. Some of them are plastic. We have plastic over here. Bad decision. Plastic after 10 years decides to start breaking at the most inconvenient times. So, well, regardless of what your flange is made out of, this will go down in there. You'll put the bottom part of your top onto it. You would then put your washer, your nut, and then this guy, let me use this thing because the other one's in there. Now this guy is supposed to go on top, and 9 times out of 10, it's too big, right? Hopefully you guys can see that. So it'd go down, you would have bolt here, flange, toilet, you would have this piece, a washer on top of that, a bolt on top of that, and this guy will go on there, and he never seems to fit. That's because you have to cut this guy. You have to get down there with whatever cutting utensil you have, cut this bolt off so that it would be short enough to lock it in and cover the bolt. Now, we on the other hand like to use these. They're called smart caps, right? Smart caps. And they do the exact same thing. They're just bigger, right? So this piece will go, I'll do the same little, this bottom piece will go down there. Well, these holes are a little smaller. So, but the bolt will fit, but it goes down in there, and then you'll have your washer that sits down on there, your nut that goes on top of that, and then these caps. These caps are huge, you know. So pretty much any bolt that you put down in here, especially if it's, these are the 2 1/4. Now the 3-inch ones you're gonna have to cut, but I stick with the 5/16 and 2 1/4 on the length, and it allows us to, and these actually screw. I'm gonna open these up. We'll use them later. So down here you got threads that allow this thing to screw on and screw off. Now you're saying, wow, I know that these are bigger and better and they save work, so they're going to be more expensive, and they are. They're not that much much more expensive. I'm sure it's very reasonable. And if you've ever removed the toilet that's been cut, normally it binds up and you're not able to unscrew the bolt, and you'll have to end up cutting the bolt. So in the long run, these stay intact, which allows to be repeatedly used, right? So it's not a one-time use. You cut the bolt and you're done. You have to get new bolts. We've taken toilets up with these bolts, cleaned them all up, got the apartment ready, put it back down on the same bolts and the caps. So they do save money over time. You know, we're all about saving money, you know, responsibly. But yeah, so I'm going to show you guys, this is going into an occupied unit, so I'm not going to show you the video installing this particular toilet, but we have vacants coming up that needs the flooring to be done, so we're going to pull up the toilets, and I'll install it and record it while I'm installing it. But like I said, this is how you assemble a toilet from box to ready to be installed. Yeah, like I said, we use a wooden toilet seat. We use normal size bolts or oversized bolts. We use oversized caps, both which save money in the long run, so that we could reuse them. Like I said, I'll give you another quick tour, just in case you missed it. We'll skip to the end because I know everybody does. So, like I said, this is the tank, or the toilet seat. This is the handle. It's held on there by one nut that goes to the end. And actually, it's reverse. So, like, If you normally tighten it like this, these will probably be tightened this way. I don't know if that's for all of the handles, but we use two different kinds of handles here. A plastic one that looks like this, and a metal one that they look just like this, right? Now these, you would have to bend, right? Oh shoot, there we go. So there we go. So see, this wouldn't fit in here. You'd have to bend it, you know, out. But that's a different video. Yeah, another video is going to be us going around the shop. Like I said, it looks like crap. We'll get it back right. Be aware of what you're building the toilet on. You want it to be something soft so that you don't set it down too hard and break it. Like I said, this is the handle, the flapper. This one's clear, it's down there. You can see it moving like crazy. Then this is the fill valve, and it's a ball and cock style fill valve. And this right here, that the flapper seals up, is the flush valve. Those bolts are tight, right? The rubber's not distorted. So I think we did a good job, guys. Now, like I said, or how I always end my videos, you can like, comment, and subscribe down below. I try to give out quality maintenance content as much as possible. Usually this time of year we start slowing down, but it's not been like that this year. It's definitely picked up. So I've been staying super busy. I have plenty of stuff to, content to film, but I'm always so busy that I can't take a couple minutes out to describe what I'm fixing. So like I said, you can like, comment, and subscribe down below, and I'll be posting more maintenance videos. Thank you, and have a great day.